Okay, so in this project we're going to build a website for a hosting company called EDX Hosting, and we're going to use a few different Bootstrap elements. Of course, the Navbar. We're going to be using the carousel, and I believe the only carousel that we've used up to this point was just an image slideshow. It didn't have any content. Alright, so this is actual content. This isn't coming from the actual image. Alright, and then basically we have a background image for each slide, and then we have an inline image here on the right. And it's set to auto scroll. You can also, obviously, you can click these buttons. Down here we're going to have an I guess an icon block section. Okay, I'll show you how to use these borders, how to add the classes for that. And these aren't Bootstrap icons, these are from Font Awesome, which we've used in some past chapters. They have a much bigger selection of icons than the default Bootstrap glyphicons. And down here, something new, we're going to create pricing tables. Alright, and they're responsive, they're clean. Basically, we have a few different packages for web hosting. And then a footer with a back to top button, and then also I should mention we're going to be using a modal for the login. Okay, so if we click login, we get this nice modal that pops up to enter our email address and password. Of course, it's not going to work. We're not going to actually build any server-side code, but just the front end. If we click on domains, it takes us to a page where we're using a jumbotron right here. And then we have this nice search form which I put over a well. I'm not sure if we've looked at the well class yet, but it basically just gives you a little background for your block, background and padding. Alright, and then these are all wells here as well. Actually, they might be panels, but we just have different sections here with different Font Awesome icons. And then we have a contact page, okay, again with the jumbotron. I've added a Google map, okay, really simple, and then we just have a nice looking form underneath. So I really like this design. I think it's really clean and it just looks nice. So let's go ahead and create the project folder, and I'm going to call this EDX Hosting. Alright, and we can grab our starter template that we created a while ago, back in the chapter 0. Alright, so I'm going to copy this and paste it in our project folder. Alright, now this here is the finished product. What I want to do is bring over the images. Okay, so I made these images in Photoshop, well, at least these backgrounds. They're just faded out images with a gray background. They have to do with hosting and data centers. Alright, so we're going to bring those over. And then these here are the inline images, which are just free stock images of servers. Okay, so we're going to also bring those over. Alright, and I think that's all we need to do. Fonts, okay, we are using Font Awesome, so let's actually do that. Let's go grab that. Okay, so we want to just download, open it up, and we'll go into the CSS folder as well as our project CSS folder and just copy fontawesome.css, and same thing with the JavaScript folder. Whoop. I'm sorry, there are no JavaScript folders. It is the fonts folder. Okay, so we're just going to grab all of this, copy it, bring it over, and good. You can close that up. Okay, now let's open up our index.html. Alright, and let's go ahead and change the title. We'll change this to EDX Hosting. Now, we brought over the Font Awesome file, so we need to include that. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Alright, and we'll say font awesome style sheet. Okay, and let's see the navbar. Oh, actually, wait a minute. There's one big thing that I forgot, and that's that we're using boot swatch. I think we used it in a past chapter, but basically it just gives us a customized version of the Bootstrap CSS file. Let's see, what is it? Boot swatch. And I'm not positive which theme it was. Shoot, was it that one? I think it might have been. I think it was this superhero one. So I'm going to click download and just copy all of this. Close, and let's open up our index just to see it. Okay, so this is obviously the default styling, but what I'm going to do is open up the Bootstrap CSS file, and I'm going to copy everything. I'm going to replace everything with the boot swatch CSS and save it. And now if we go and reload, it looks much different. One thing, if you're on your local host, then you want to change this link, this URL to the font. You want to just add in right here, you want to add http:// Alright, so that is our template. Let's go ahead and change a few things. We want to just change the navbar. So inside of index.html, we'll change project name to EDX hosting. And as far as the links, we have the home. That's good. This is going to be domains, and it's going to go to domains.html. Alright, and then we also want a login link on the right. So let's get an unordered list. I'm just going to copy this right here, and I want to put this directly under that unordered list, and I just want to add a class to it called navbar right, and then we're going to put in a list item, and this is going to be a link to nothing, and it's going to say login. Alright, and save. Okay, now we have this little login tab to the right. Alright, so that's it for the navbar. In the next video, we will implement the carousel.